Welcome back. Returning to one of our earlier stories, the Ontario government is proposing new legislation they say will help build homes faster. The province has promised to build 1.5 million homes by 2031, but are currently not on pace to accomplish that goal. For more on this, I'm joined live by Ontario's Housing Minister Rob Flack. Minister Flack, thanks for your time this evening. How is this proposal different from previous proposals to try and speed up housing construction in our province?
Well, thanks, Matt. Great to be with you. I would say it takes too long and it costs too much to build a home in this province. I think we all know this. We need to change or create the conditions to get home builders building again, doing what they do best. And that's what this legislation is going to do. There's some key components to change how fast it takes to get a building permit and how much it costs to build a home. So we're trying to, again, create the environment. It's bold, it's ambitious, it's aggressive. We're working closely with our municipal partners and home builders, and we're going to get the job done. Again, creating the environment for good success to take place in the next 12 to 24 months.
This proposed legislation caps the number of affordable units a municipality can require in certain developments. Why do that at a time when the need for affordable housing is greater than ever?
We're still investing in affordable housing, and that's a good question. But if home builders aren't going to make it happen because the math doesn't work, we need to get shovels in the ground. There's not enough being built because the current IZ or zoning requirements make it really difficult for home builders to make the math work today. So we're trying to create an environment to get shovels in the ground, building all types of housing, and you'll see that our government continues to support affordable housing, homelessness, etc., with massive infrastructure dollars and investments to get that housing built.
What do you think has been the main challenge that's kept the province from getting homes built at the pace necessary to hit that 1.5 million homes by 2031?
Well, Matt, when I was in high school, the population of Ontario was about 7.5 or 8 million people. Today, many decades later, we're about 16 million people. So we have a supply problem. And when you take a look, when I bought my first house in 1983, I think I paid $54,000 for it. I had $16,000 down. I made $30,000 a year. It was about 1,000 square feet. It was a starter home. And interest rates, I would say, when I bought the house, were 19%. I could make the math work. Today, that same house in Guelph, I talked to Mayor Guthrie last week, is worth about $1 million. You need about $500,000 to make the numbers flow. The math doesn't work, unfortunately, and interest rates are at 4 or 5%. So we need to change. We don't have the supply. So we need to get shovels in the ground faster, and we've got some bold and aggressive ideas that get that to happen, working with our municipal partners. And I might add that AMO, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, and the Ontario Home Builders Association are lock and step, hand in glove with us. They support this legislation and are excited about helping their stakeholders get shovels in the ground faster.
But what have the challenges been since that goal was announced? Because you announced the goal just a few years ago, not many years ago, that you'd build 1.5 million homes, and you haven't been able to hit the pace over the last few years. So what has the challenge been over the last few years that you haven't been able to hit that goal?
Well, if you take a look at 3-4 years ago, we were setting record housing starts, record. And this year even we're up 10% with purpose-built rentals. But then along came something called the carbon tax. Along came higher interest rates. And then along came, of late, the Trump tariffs. So that's put an economic headwind in our face. And we've got a budget coming down on Thursday that will deal directly with that to protect workers, protect Ontario, protect our economy. And those headwinds have hurt. And we know it. And I've talked to home builders. I've talked to municipalities. They've got shovels down. They can't make the math work. So what we're trying to do, again, is create the conditions. We don't build the homes. The provincial government does not build homes. We help create the conditions so it will incent home builders like we're doing with the DC charges, deferring them until occupancy, like removing them from long-term care homes. Things like this are going to hopefully spur on construction, working closely with our municipal partners to get rid of unneeded regulations. Matt, for instance, the building code in Ontario, we've got a great building code. When I walked in to my office the first time on the credenza were two thick binders. And they were the building code of Ontario, standardized. Yet you can go to many municipalities who add on their own standards, add other conditions that creates needly unneeded time to get shovels in the ground, to get permits. So what we're saying now, from Hamilton to Kenora, from Ottawa to Kingston to London to Cornwall, wherever it is in this province, the code is the code is the code. You can't add from it. It is the code. It's a great building code, I might add. We've standardized it. It is standardized. It's going to stay that way. You can't add any iteration to it. So slowing down the time it takes to get a building permit is wrong. Again, it takes too much time and it costs too much to build a home. We're going to reduce the time it takes to get permitting done, and we're going to lower the cost of the homes that get built.
Minister, we've run out of time, but just as you go, given the challenges you've just said, the challenges of making the math work, do you think the goal of 1.5 million homes by 2031 was too ambitious? Like, is it doable?
Well, all I can say is if we do nothing, we certainly won't get there. But we are doing things. We are proactively trying to create the environment for this place, and I'm confident in the next 12 to 24 months. But I'm not looking out to 2031 right now, frankly. I'm worried about the next 12 to 24 months. Those are crucial months to get shovels in the ground. And again, I believe we're going to have great support with our municipal partners and with home builders. Collectively, we're lock and step together. We're going to get this done. And I look forward to who the new housing minister is going to be federally. We'll find out tomorrow. And again, this is not a partisan issue. This is a pan-Canadian issue. This is from BC to Newfoundland. This problem exists across the country. We're going to work together. We're going to find solutions, and we're going to get the job done.
All right, that's Ontario's Housing Minister, Rob Flack. Minister Flack, thanks so much for your time this evening.
Thanks, Matt. Have a great evening.